Hey everyone, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And tonight I've got two very special guests joining me to preview this 2025 season coming up. Can you believe it's not far away? And we're in Vegas, first round of the season up against the Canberra Raiders. Good to have Levon from Wise Up TV and Ash Thomas from Wise Up TV. They're both main hosts of the show now. They're over at that channel. So it's great to have you boys back on. It's always good to chat all things Warriors with you and the coming season ahead. So yeah, good to see you both. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, man. Very good, man. Thanks for having us on. Big up everyone in the chat. And man, this is the third season we've done together, Fanatics? I mean, 3 years now. How many? Just quickly, how many years of content you've been doing?
I've been going since 2020. Yeah, so during the COVID period. Yeah.
5 years anniversary, man. We've got to do a celebration sometime.
Oh, definitely.
Man, solid, bro. 100%. Grateful to be here, man. Thank you.
Yeah, off the back of that, yeah, great. Yeah, I can't wait for the show and all that. And sitting next to both you beautiful boys. Obviously, Levon jumping on his Instagram at the moment. He's looking like a model over there. Look at him modeling the shirt and all that sort of stuff, mate.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
look at you.
Yeah, brother. Yeah. WRW apparel, bro.
Beautiful stuff.
That's pretty cool. If you guys haven't checked, sorry, I've been plugging me these guys, but yeah, check them out, bro. RLW apparel, bro. Hopefully, I'll get my own custom made one soon. So you'll have the glasses cut out and the hat, and then Ash, you'll have the red beard.
You had to point out the ring of beard, didn't you?
Yeah.
Nah, but shout out, Chris. Thank you so much for jumping us on the channel, bro. Obviously we followed your channel for a long time now. As you said, you're an OG of the game. Like, it's crazy. So appreciate you having us on.
Yeah,
bro.
man. Appreciate it, brother. Really do.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great. Great having you guys both on. Obviously with you guys, your content's come a long way. You're doing a great job here. So I just want to, echo the same thoughts. Keep up the good work, and we're all about supporting one another. We're all Warriors content creators. We want to support each other and help each other grow. So that's what it's all about. And hello to Jose in the chat. We've got Jose, we've got Tahi bro, Joshua as well, over from Wise Up TV stream. So I've got a few viewers over from Wise Up there. Got the whole raid going. So I'm overcrowded. A lot of people that I generally don't see a lot, but yeah, it's great to see everyone jumping in and tuning in and watching this preview as well. So yeah, let's get into it. Starting off with the draw. Actually, we'll talk about the draw for the season ahead. So what are you guys overall thoughts on? Look, I'll start with the first four games. We have 4 games before the bye, and we've got the Raiders in round 1. Obviously, this weekend in Vegas, Manly in round 2 on the Friday, the 14th of March. That game is at Go Media Mount Smart Stadium. That's our first home game of the season. And then we got the Roosters at home in New Zealand there, round 3. And then we got the Tigers in round 4. That's our first trip to Oz, to Sydney this year. And then we've got the bye in round 5. So the first 4 games, and then we've got the bye in round 5. So what do you guys, what do you make out of the draw? We'll start with Ash. What do you make out of the draw first? What are your thoughts on those first 4 games leading into that bye?
Yeah, not too bad. The first 4 games there. Obviously, I feel like a lot of them, or majority of them, are all winnable games. I think the only one that I'm really looking at as a loss for us, if I really had to go down that route, is the Manly Seagulls. We always, usually struggling against Manly. The Roosters usually is the side we struggle against, but coming into this year, they do look like they're a little bit of a shell of themselves. So to get them early in the season is probably a really big plus. No Sam Walker, no Brendan Smith. They don't come back till late in the season. And that's the only time we do play the Roosters this season. So we get them early, we get them a little bit under strength. So definitely excited for that. And then the Tigers, obviously a lot of hype around the Tigers. We play them at home. I think they're 4 winnable games there. There's a lot of ability for us to start the season strong. So I'm hoping we do so.
Yeah, man. Just to add to, they're winnable games. They're like, in many games in the NRL are winnable games. So I don't think, there's always an opportunity. We know we've played the Seagulls down to the wire. Last year was a draw, as mentioned, and then Roosters vulnerable. Agreed. Tigers, you don't quite know yet what the Luai effect is, so you're always in for a chance here. But I think for us, it's important to start fast and strong, especially coming off of last year. I think we need to hit the ground running. And while everyone's healthy, me and Ash talked about, the Rabbitohs have been injury struck pre-season. So if you're catching teams early that have missing some star players and you punish them, like, do it, man. Like, so,
Yeah.
but we're not obviously going to predict a 4-0 start, but you want to at least hit 3 and hit that bye confident, like, yeah, we're on the right path. So yeah, I think we
100%.
should go 3-1 technically, for being honest, especially with a neutral game away and then 2 home games. There's a strong chance there. And then you're saying Tigers still, you don't know yet, but
Exactly.
it's still a bottom of the table team technically that you could try and beat. Yeah.
Yeah. Just reading through the comments as you go along. So feel free to interact. It's always good to see your comments and questions. Yeah, Joshua was just saying here. I think it's gone about something here. I'm just yapper, so I got everything out in my brain about the was. And Jose's asking me if I don't have anything good to offer. I think they're talking about jumping on your channel there. Yeah, so yeah, look, I think with the draw, I think we've got a pretty good, reasonable start. Like, I feel like if we can go to Vegas, get those 2 points, I think it's going to be pretty vital. Very important. I think the start's going to be a big thing for the Warriors, especially this year, because I know last year we didn't have the best of starts, and then we really tailed off, and then we won a few games back in the year where the season was virtually over already. So I think for me, the game against the Raiders, obviously, I think that's a very winnable game in Vegas. The biggest thing will be the travel factor.
Yep.
Of course, as it always is with us, is the travel factor, the flight miles we go through to go there, the time zones, adjusting to the conditions and the field as well. And then, of course, Manly as well. Manly is, we always tend to have a horrible record against Manly over the years. Regardless of where Manly are on the ladder, it's a tricky game, especially at home. So that's a very tough game. And then the Roosters as well, they're pretty vulnerable going into the season. I think they're going to personally struggle this year because they've lost a lot of experienced players. With Hargraves gone, also got their injury issues at the moment with Walker. Sam Walker, he's going to be out for quite some time as well. So I think the Roosters are there for the taking. In terms of that round 3 clash in New Zealand. But again, saying that, Roosters, I think we haven't beaten the Roosters in a while too. So we need to get the monkey off the back and beat the Roosters for me. And then the Tigers. The Tigers are an interesting one because you don't know what to expect from the Tigers this year. I think they're going to improve this year. They've got Luai coming, so I think that's a big one for them in terms of Luai there. But yeah, I think our start will be really important. I think the first 4 games, I think, what do you say, like in regards to wins? I think, how many wins do you expect out of those games? Do you think we can win our first 4 games or maybe 3 from 4? How do you see it?
Yeah, for me, bro, I'm just looking at it as like a 3-1. I'm looking at that Manly game. I'm circling that as going to be one of our tougher games.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too over optimistic saying 4-0, but we got the ability there. If we do start very well and everything does click right, like I think that's the perfect land. That's what the dream land. That's what we want, right? But I think 3-1's a really good expectation. As long as we don't go 1-3, right? I think that's a good way to really think about it, right? Overall 3-1 is where I'm looking at. What about you, Levon?
Yeah, I said 3-1. So
yeah, about
it's
that.
important to start strong on this first game. If you can go to Allegiant and get it done, it sets up because technically we do have another bye. As soon as we got a week off, and then you're starting at home. So the other teams haven't got that week off, and so you got almost 2 weeks to you got a week to get home, pretty much recover, get your body clock back in, and then if you're recovering well, you can train that second week and be really fresh, kind of. I'm assuming so. That's why it's so important to get this W. If you come home with a loss and you got to do the traveling. It adds up onto your body clock. You want to kind of come home and feel like, yeah, we had a great day, you know, or a great time, and everyone's ready to kind of recover and then get ready for the second game.
Yeah, I think so too. And then obviously, that's round 5, and then we got the bye, and then that's our first bye. I think it's a pretty good time to have a bye. Actually, what do you guys reckon on having that bye just 4 games in? Do you think it may be breaking? It might help us in a way, or would it break momentum if we somehow start 4-0? If we do, not saying it will happen, but what do you guys reckon there?
Yeah, I think that like obviously from last year, it felt like it took forever before we got that first bye, right? Like we didn't get that first bye till later in the early rounds there, right? So to get that little bit of extra rest before we go up over to Melbourne, to verse Melbourne, I think that's definitely going to be a little bit of help for us. Obviously, we were a side last year that dealt with a lot of in-game injuries, and hopefully, within these like little bye periods, we can rest these boys up when we go up against some of the bigger matchups. Melbourne is one of the biggest tests, obviously, especially with the New Zealand Warriors, with the record they have over us at the moment. So we only play them once this year. We have the bye, then we can regroup and hopefully go spoke the Melbourne Storm in Melbourne, and that would bode us so well for our season, right? That would be so good for us. But I think that bye's set really nicely for us.
Yeah, you pretty much play your game on Sunday against the Tigers, then you're playing the following Sunday, so you got even more days to kind of rest and recover. Yeah, it speaks of like we should have a fresh team, and it's a good marker around 6 to play the Storm. I mean, we played them last year. We nearly beat them, in the early rounds. By then, you've ironed out a few of the kinks in your game. You should be really into your season by then. So I'd say, yeah, that'll be prime time to play them with a week off, get any niggles sorted out, and fresh to go. So you can't really complain about the draw this year. I think it's well balanced, and I think the good part about the round 5 thing is you can recalibrate early. Sometimes when you're in the grind, you can't. If you go 11 weeks straight, you can't stop and restart things. So let's say, for example, theoretically, C&K isn't working out the back. You can take a week's training there and say we're going to put Tamaiti in. Won't happen, but you know what I'm saying? You can change it up.
Yep.
Whereas once you're in the grind, you got no time to really. You just honestly, when you come, you're just getting into the mode of rest, recovery, wrestling sessions, one day on the field, back out on the plane. Because with us, we lose an extra day in both sides losing for travel. So it's good to have that, I reckon, early, and that's fair. I think they should try and do that every year, in my opinion.
It's a great point.
Yeah, that's a very good point there made. Actually, so that's the 5 games, and then obviously just want to have a quick look at the back end of the season. So actually we'll start with around about, maybe we'll say round 16. So round 16, obviously we've got the Panthers there. That's going to be a big one, a massive one. Fisher Harris up against his former side there. The first time we played Penrith at home in a very long time. It's been a while. So it's good to see we get to play them, and it's obviously going to be the biggest test to see where we're at this point of the season. And then we've got the Broncos at Suncorp in round 17 in Brisbane. So good to see we get Brisbane this year, because last year we didn't get to see that. So yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, be good for you guys.
And then we had the bye again, and then we have a bye again in round 18, and then round 19 we've got the Tigers, the Knights round 20, then the Titans, and then the Dolphins, Dogs, Dragons, Titans again, Eels, and then we got Manly to round out the fixtures of the season there. So overall, what do you look at that back end of the year? There are some tough, tricky games in the in between. What do you think's thoughts on that back end of the season? Because obviously we need a few wins early on. That would be good, and then hopefully we can finish strongly, and then obviously push our claim for high position on the ladder there. So what's your thoughts there on that one, Levon?
It's favorable, like I said, based on what we know from these teams. From round 19 onwards, Tigers bottom 8, Knights technically bottom 8 in many ways. Titans
Yeah.
bottom 8. Dolphins in around 8, bottom 8. Bulldogs potentially bottom 8 unless they carry on. Dragons bottom 8. Titans bottom 8 again. Eels bottom 8 unless thing really transfers. And then see, like you got based on last year's things, and I think Ash has talked about this though. It should be an interesting um, table this year. I think it's going to be quite competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Those will be the games where we'll be saying if the excuse comes again or if we sort it out, tight ones, like tight ones.
Mm.
It's all about those tight games. Look, let me just count them quickly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 out of the last 8 is at home as well. So
That's
it's
great.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 out of the 9. So that's pretty good. You've only got 3 away games, 3 to 4 away games in that last run. So there's no excuses. Like for me, and I look at the draw, it's like this is geared to help us be successful.
Agreed.
Whereas last year, you thought, man,
Yeah.
some of these draws are way whack. You had 2 buys within 3 rounds or whatever. So
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, totally agree, bro. Totally agree. And seeing the buys, we got close buys there around 15 and around 18, but around the origin period as well. I like obviously as being New Zealand Warriors, we'd probably like to play as much footy around the origin period, really nick those sides that are very origin affected. But we're going to have some origin affected if everything goes right for us this year. Obviously, Mitch Barnett tasted origin last year. Kurt Catewell, if he's still around the traps there, I don't think he'll probably get Maroons this year, but there's still an opportunity for him to get a squad. At least we get a little bit of time to rest up when we verse the Penrith Panthers off that, that round 15 bye, and then the Broncos. So there's 2 very tough matchups there, especially if the Broncos hit the form that's a lot of people are predicting this year, right? But that's another great point from Levon there. Like a lot of home games on their run home. And that's one of the biggest things for us this year is we got a major advantage to have home games in Auckland across the ditch and bring those Aussie teams over here. If we can make New Zealand a fortress, we can get the fan base to do what they did last year, sell out. And the boys play a lot of good footy. I think it helps us in a lot of big games. So on the run home, a lot more home games than not. I think it really does help us in the future. And looking at some of the away games, we enjoy playing at the Gold Coast at times. I know we want to erase last year's performance there.
Oh,
But other than that, we usually play good football at the Gold Coast. A core stadium. We played some great footy there in the past against the Doggies. We usually always play there. So yeah, I think it's a very favourable draw in general. And so I'm very excited for us this season in that area side of things. But then again, we're saying that, as we said before, I think it's going to be a very tight year. There's a lot of sides that we could be underestimating. We don't know about the Tigers this year. There's a lot of sides in the bottom 8 that could become top 8, top 4 threats. Who knows? So it's still a wait and see.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the season's going to be really interesting. I think, obviously picking the spoon even is quite tricky to do. Picking last place, it's the first thing that came to mind when I was doing my predictions. Like, who's going to finish last? And that was quite hard to do. And that team that I picked to finish last actually did play pretty well last week, and it was the Knights. So
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. Yeah, just don't know what to expect.
It's a struggle, bro. It's a struggle. I'm still worried. I'm still thinking about mine. I've done that many ladder predictors and all that sort of stuff, and honestly, I've had 3 or 4 different answers for the wooden spoon, and it's going to be a tough year.
Yeah, and Joshua in the chat, home games in first and third round of the finals as well. That's what he's saying here.
Very
So
nice.
he's going all out. He's going all out there. Home finals for us this year, as he's saying here. I think from what I'm getting
Definitely
at.
would show we've done something right.
Oh, definitely. But I think overall that stuff pretty much sums up the draw. I think this a pretty handy draw to have. But as you say, like with hard draws and easy draws, you can go on and get a bit excited about what draw you have. But it's about obviously performing each week and making sure you get those results. So that's the main thing. But I want to talk about the draw about the draw now, and I want to talk about the squad actually. The 2025 Warriors squad. So, what do you guys make of the squad? There was it was just not long ago reported apparently that we're going after Morgan Harper. Yeah, that came out of nowhere. I was a bit surprised by that one. Actually, it just came out of nowhere. I was doing a stream and doing my preview with the Raiders game, and I saw someone mention that we're going after Morgan Harper. So, what's your guys' thoughts on that, Morgan Harper, and just what are your thoughts on the actual squad? Like, what do you make out of the squad? Because obviously, I think it's a pretty strong side on squad on paper. Do you feel like we maybe need another forward or another outside back? I know Morgan Harper's just been rumored, so yeah. What are your thoughts there on that one, Ash?
Yeah, mate. I'll touch on Morgan Harper quickly to start off with, so we can move on to our squad. But with Morgan Harper, like for me, yeah, just more of a depth signing overall. If you know, I've seen Webby do great things with players that a lot of people unassume coming to the squad. But as I said to Levon in our show on Wise Up TV, it's like, where's the real ceiling to Morgan Harper? You know, I think that we can do wonders there, but I don't think that he's going to be a player that's going to transform the Warriors or anything like that. I really don't see that. Obviously, people are going to hold him to the Sifa Talakai game. Hopefully, obviously, he's lost a lot of confidence since that game. I do believe, like a lot of other players, like we had Ed Gossie that lost a lot of confidence since the Melbourne Storm game. So, honestly, hopefully we can help him out and really develop his game in areas. But I do see him as more of a depth signing and more of a cut player for me at the moment. But we did need to sign someone in that area just in case if we do run low, because that's moving over to the squad. That's probably the one area that we do lack like a lot of depth in, where I'm pretty happy with depth-wise in every other part of our squad. Like our halves depth's really good. Just as long as we're not doing a halves merry-go-round during the year, that would be nice. But we do have the ability to, if players do go down, players to step up in that position. In the middle forwards, I think that we're incredible in this area. You know, we've got great juniors coming through in that area as well. Edge back roller, you know, people are really fighting for positions. It really comes down to that back line, and hopefully that back line stays sturdy, fit, and ready to go. And I think, you know, so like the top 30 squad that we have at the moment or close to it, I'm pretty happy with coming into this year. What's your thoughts, Levon?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Warriors website. Guys, if you haven't been on there, they've actually updated the profile pics as well. So there's got Tanner Boyd. All the guys are in there now. So and I think he would be technically rounding out our squad as that 30th. If he is, that is correct, that he is top 30. I think he makes the 30th spot. I'm not sure if that's right or not, but yeah, it's cover. It's a little bit of experience. Can he find a rich vein of form? And you know, in terms of how he's going to be used, look, he's going to be used for maybe 2 or 3 games. All things going well, or it could be more. Can he find some good? Can he not be the reason we lose? You know, can he be more so the reason we win a game? And that doesn't have to mean that he's score 3 tries, or just can he do his job? Like we talk about guys like Pompey and the likes, they just got to do their job, right? For Morgan, it's getting accustomed to the system, what the system requires in this role, and putting your head down and getting to work. You know, that's really what it should be. You go to training every day, you do your 1%ers, you know, you've had your bad experiences. We've had always had players that have had bad games, but talk about Manu, one of the worst, you know, games of all time in a Warriors jersey. So you can turn it around, but you need to come with a working attitude like this is a great opportunity, and I'm hoping he can. But again, I'm not expecting him to be a world beater for us. That's kind of where I'm at anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too. I think with regards to that potential signing, the Warriors haven't officially announced it yet, have they? I haven't seen any update on it.
I haven't
But
seen
No.
it, but yeah.
no,
I
it's
haven't,
not
but there were
officially
reports.
official yet.
It's not official yet, so yeah, don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to go too much on to depth and on the news, because it's just a reported rumor. So I want to be careful if I say something that's not exactly true. So, but yeah, if it's rumored, I don't know. Like it's probably going to be one of those, outside backs. So just for a bit of depth, right? For the we'll be playing a lot of New South Wales Cup. I think that's to be quite fair. Be quite honest. He won't get a lot of first grade. For me, because he's got so many others in front of him. in that pecking order. Just going for the chat. Yeah, so Jazz is saying round 9 in Brizzy, Cowboys round 10, Wollongong, Dragons, round 11 back in Brizzy and Dolphins. That's a fair whack of travel. Yeah, it is. It is a fair whack of travel there. Jazz is absolutely right there. Joshua was saying they always do that to us around the 8 to 12 range in the draw. Jazzy, you're not wrong there. Absolutely not wrong on that one. But yeah, look, I think with the forwards, I think our forward pack, we've got a good abundance of depth there. Flecker, we've got Laban, we've got Fish Harris, Barnett. I think it's a very good forward pack near Corey as well. So I think that's plenty of depth we don't have to worry about if we do, go through a few injuries, which, can happen during the season, which you'd hope not, obviously. But it will happen at some stage. So I think the depth is not too bad in that position in regards to the forward pack there. And then the outside backs is a little bit of it's a bit of a question mark. I think we've got some good young outside backs can fill in there, but what are you guys thoughts there, like on the outside backs? I think hookers were quite fine there. We've got Healy there, can do a job, be a bit of a backup option to Egan. Of course, we've got Freddie Lussick as well. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on what are your thoughts there on the outside backs? Do you think we've got enough depth in that area?
Yeah, for me, I think this is definitely our lightest area in our squad, especially if you're looking at your wing center positions. Like fullback wise, if we can move players around, you got Chance, we got Tane, we got Roger, right? Like they're the boys that are going to step up in that position if there's any injuries to our fullback of Chance Nickel Clockstack. But when we start to look at wingers, obviously losing Marcelo Montoya, moving back to the doggies, right? And Dallin going down with injury at the start of the year. We obviously start the year coming into this one with Taint Chuapiki, who is playing out of position in that winger role. He's done a great job in that winger role, but he is out of position there. And then we also, on the opposite side, we got Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. So that is playing there. So let's say that Chance goes down with injury. We're down to maybe Ed Gossi, or, we have to makeshift with Adam Pompey on the wing, or Ali Leotar, or, one of these young boys. I think another one that throws a spanner in the works is we're still waiting on Rocco Berry and hopefully him getting healthy, because I think he helps in that area as well. But I think that winger position is really the position that we're looking at the moment going. The depth is just not 100% there yet. And a lot of our juniors that are coming up in the grade, they're still a little bit off for me to be consistent first graders and stuff. Like, especially, Ed is at the moment still at the top of that pecking order there. You got the Bussy Carlas of the world. Sio Carly's only just come back of injury and stuff like that. Kahu Kappa's only in SG ball right now. He's still so young. Compton Purcell as well. So these boys are still a little bit away off before we see them in first grade consistently to really cover in that depth. So that's the reason why we signed Morgan Harper for me, if we did do that. But yeah, this is an area that at the moment is probably now not our strongest part in our squad.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit light. It's again, if maybe Dallin's injuries kind of put Tuopiki. It does make him a bit vulnerable. Let's not call ourselves. If he takes a couple high balls, Fogarty, and they get, I don't know, whoever's out on that wing, he might get targeted. He needs a bit of protection. But at the same time, Roger, I think, will finally settle into that role. It's important, though, for him that he stays healthy, because Dallin is out. You can't have both out, in my opinion. That puts strain on the squad. And it puts a lot of pressure on Kossi as well. Yeah, you got Harper there as well. But again, these are guys that we're asking. We don't want them to do a massive job. So I think if Roger can stay healthy, me and Ash are big on Rog from the wing. Could have a massive year. But yeah, I mean, if you can get through that period, I think for me, ultimately, I just want to see Tane do well. If he does well, and hopefully he does as well as I think he can, I think we should be okay. But yeah, it is a bit vulnerable. You can kind of sense it.
Yeah, I think that's probably one area for me. Maybe is probably definitely a concern. Is if we do, obviously now we've got Dallin out, which is a big blow in itself. But Tane's going to play there. I think he will definitely be a target he'll definitely be targeted by a lot of teams, especially the Raiders this week with Jamal Fogarty's kicking game. He's going to apply plenty of pressure. Look, no doubt about it. Kane, he can do the job, but it's just about how he how he goes about it. Of course, obviously there's going to be a lot of pressure on him there. And T-Max, T-Max is saying you think of another Queensland Cup, New South Wales Cup signings on the horizon. To strengthen the signings, strengthen the wings. Do you think so? You guys think there may be someone the Warriors are approaching at the club, maybe in that sort of department? I know Morgan Harper. We've already...
Nah, joking. Big
Ken.
Nah. I love Big Kenny, but no, there's a lot of players that I look at that I really enjoy, but a lot of those guys are locked up to contracts under development deals and stuff with certain clubs and that. When the Gold Coast Titans had for Alan Fitzgibbon play in their trials, I was like, I didn't know that they brought him up. From North Sydney. He had an incredible year last year for North Sydney Bears, scored a lot of tries. I think he was the leading try scorer, New South Wales Cup. Incredible speed. You got Israel Leota from the Broncos, big body, moves really well on the wing. Even looking at the Titans backed up, as I said, with Alan Fitzgibbon, but you got Tony Francis, that's got a lot of potential. Jojo Fafita, if he was getting pushed out of it, drop down due to their backline depth, you never know with those sort of sides. Those are the sort of sides I'm looking at, players I'm looking at, but the only thing we got to think of too with the Warriors here is I think it's whatever signing is happening here, we are still trying to build from underneath, and we don't really want to stunt the growth of, as I said before, you got Kahu Kappa, Compton Purcell, Sio Carly. You want these guys to still have an opportunity and a path to get the first grade without putting a player there that's going to stunt that, like a JoJo or something like that. So we're in a weird sort of predicament at the moment, but there is a lot of players out there we could have gone for other than Morgan Harper, if that's really the way that that question was summed up as.
So Tane, Josh was just saying, Tane will be a good backup for the back three. Puck can't have him consistently on the wing. Absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head there. Joshua, well said there. You can't consistently have him there on that in that wing spot. Hopefully Dillon, he is not out for much longer. Hopefully it's not any longer than his time frame suggested. Don't know what's going to go is with Rocker at the moment. There's no club hasn't really gone out and released anything. They've sort of kept that on a bit of a a low profile. They haven't really said anything. So and Mez has just mentioned Rocco, like I said there. So what are you guys' thoughts, Rocco there? If he does somehow get back from his injury, do you think there's a way you're gonna see him get back into the starting lineup? Because let's say your Leah Towers, Pompies, have strong starts to the seasons. How is he going to get back in there? That's the big question. If he does get back.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, I'd put him in cup, to be honest. Unless everyone's... I mean, he's a player that what he can do, as long as he's confident in what he can do. And if he can do it, then sure, bring him straight in. But a year it'll probably be a year by that point, or I'm not sure what some people are saying August. I don't even know what the date is, but if he's if it's a year, I'd definitely give him some time to find his feet. I mean, there's nothing like playing footy and knowing the pace and the timing. And so if it is through cup, I'd do that. But, he's definitely been earmarked to be a starter. And I know Leotoa's coming through. Pompey, we know what he brings. But I think amongst the inner circle, I think Berry is probably the top tier at the moment of their centers. So he will no doubt either take his right center spot back and push Leotoa out. And I love Leotoa, but let's wait and see on defensive reads. There's a ton of things to look at, but at least with Berry, we knew very solid defensively. So there's things to. I think Leotoa will have a great year, but there's still things to look for in terms of what his weaknesses are. Could be defensive. We'll have to wait and see, but and then so Berry, brings that solid game. That's my opinion. And if Webby thinks he's ready to go, and if it's more about him, this is a massive injury. This is like Tom Flegler type nerve damage. Like if you ain't confident, and if you need to build confidence, then do it in cup. But if you feel like I can hit the ground running, then go straight in. What do you think, Ash?
Yeah, I'm pretty much very similar with you. If he does return, hopefully shortly, I think that we probably should run him through Cup, get him some fitness up. Obviously, he missed out on both the trials. Probably missed out. He had been training with the squad, so fitness-wise, he'll be there, but just more of like game speed, that sort of stuff. Actually taking contact and all those sort of things is. You come back for injuries like that, it's a mental thing as well. So, but if they're looking at any spot that I'll be looking at, like I think we all agree that Barry should be probably getting that right-hand spot center-wise. That's probably his more preferred, his preferred shoulder, the way he tackles with, all that sort of stuff. He loves to play on that side. Ali Leotoa has the ability to play on both sides, and Bumpy is on that left side at the moment. So those are the two guys probably fighting out for that left center spot when Barry comes back, if he's fit and healthy. But that's the thing about our depth in that area at center at the moment, which is actually fairly good, is like we got players like Bumpy that's willing to step up, and he's a good first grade center as well. So for me, if I see him back, he'll get back in that right side winger center role, but it'll be after a couple of games at Cup.
Yeah, Joshua was just saying here, Tans is going to be an incredible player for us in the future. I think he's talking about Barry there. Barry 2 games in Cup, then first grade says Jazz. I think so too. Give him a couple of games in the New South Wales Cup if he does get back from injury. Give him a bit of time there and get him up to scratch for the game again, because obviously you don't want to chuck him in after an injury back into first grade from in the back end there, and not enough time, not enough fitness in your legs there. I think give him a bit of time New South Wales Cup, and then if he does play very well there, then put him in the first grade side. So and Parnes is saying it, bro. Cappy didn't copy that injury last year. Could have been one of the best centres in the comp. Mean kick, chase, mean act defence. Yeah. Well, I'm a big Rocky Berry fan. I've been a fan. I've been hyping up since for a while now. Me and Hold the Ball, which is a big shout to Hold the Ball, and we always hype them up on this channel quite a lot. So we're just hoping that he can get back from that injury. That's the thing. We want to see him back fully fit and available in the field, and I think hopefully he's back soon. I really do, but. Joshua was just saying Rocco was double anyone else for one-on-one tackles in 14 rounds last year. Yeah, he was. He actually did lead the way in terms of I think stats in regards to one-on-one tackles there. So
he's good, bro.
He's a very good defender. I know
Very
a lot of people talk about his attack and criticise him for his attack and that, and I think his defence is really rock solid. No doubt about it. But
he's a freak.
Yeah, Capewell could play centre if added some, and same with Cenac. Yeah, what are your thoughts there?
Capewell can he? What do you think, Ash?
Yeah, he has the ability to do so there. Obviously, that's for me more mid-game. I probably wouldn't like to see a starter game with Capewell at centre, but mid-game, he's definitely got the ability to push out there, and we can run like a Lecker or something like that in the edge back rower. With Cenac, you could definitely put him out there as well. We saw him at the end of last year play against the Sharks in that position. He did a solid job there. But when we start chopping and changing boys too much and we start switching around positions too much, we do find ourselves back very similar to what we kind of had to do last year, mid-game injuries, stuff like that, players playing out of position. We're trying to makeshift players. So I don't love that too much, but, they have the ability to do so.
Maybe RTS in there for.
RTS in the edge back row.
RTS in the back.
Oh no, I was thinking RTS in the centres.
In the centres.
You could go back into centres. I know some people hate it. Me and Ash were big on it initially. So you never know.
Still don't
hate
it.
Yeah, I know. Me and Ash, we appreciated it a bit more. But go for next. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was pretty high on it last year when he went to centre. I thought he was going to do the job, and it didn't quite work out. And after those first games, I was like, nah, you just can't have him in there anymore. It's not worked. That combination's, long gone.
Should be better on the wing.
Yeah, he should be better on the wing. I think he's in for a big year. RTS, because he's fully fit. He's motivated to do well this year as well, and I think the boys have talked about him quite a lot during the off season as well. So. Yeah, quite interested to see how he goes on that wing this year. And what do you guys think? Like Roger on the wing this year, I think he would probably go. I think he'll do pretty well. take that spot. So if he stays fully fit, of course, he's got that spot locked in. So yeah, what do you guys reckon? How do you reckon Roger will go there on the wing?
Yeah, for me, Levon knows I'm fairly high on him. If he gets that wing spot and it goes well, I think he can be one of the top 5 wingers in the competition this year. Like we saw with Zach Lomax. I know Zach Lomax obviously a lot younger in that, but him moving to that winger role, getting more hands on the ball, getting through more yardage. He had the incredible year that he had last year, right? And made Origin, made Australia, had just a breakout year. His run rate is incredible. His meterage out of the back end's like unbelievable. That's what Roger does so well. If we just limit his games to doing that and just getting us out our own end, just that beautiful footwork, I'm sure that he's going to be a tough player to handle. I think the only sort of question is obviously his finishing ability on the wing. Me and Vlon always joke around he's got that 2-hand place out. He's got that touch slide sort of look too. But obviously finishing ability, the one hand sort of put down and stuff, he probably needs to work on in those areas. But I think he's in for a big year on the wing, and I'm really, really excited. Hopefully he stays healthy. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
man,
yeah. Josh was just saying here. Yeah, I've heard people saying RTS at 13, so having him as a second rower isn't the craziest thing I've heard. Yeah, there's a lot of people suggesting that one. And I've seen a lot of people suggest CNAC in the centres as well, which is I don't know. I'm not too big on it, but I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on that one. But T-Mac saying here, yeah, centre depth rankings if healthy would be Berry, Leotawa, Pompey, CNAC, MGT, EOT, and Capewell. So yeah, what are you guys' thoughts here on that T-Mac's comment there?
Yeah, that's a good call. I mean, the further down you get, the more risky it can be, or less experience. So, and not every team has good center cover. Some teams roll with just 2 top tier, and then can be a drop off. So, look, it's always about developing. It's always about getting the best. Getting guys like MGT ready. Like we saw MGT come in and was part of 2 big wins. Last year. So that's always important. Getting guys that come through and add value. That's what gets this team into a finals series is guys like MGT and they're able to do a job on the day. That's why it doesn't. For me, it's all about getting everyone on the same page, getting everyone ready to go. Like the Cup boys should be smashing it every week. Everyone should be always fit and ready, in my opinion. So yeah, let's hope it ends up that way. Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree. And when you read out that name list, and when we start looking at if Morgan Harper is with the Warriors, obviously, you kind of look at it as he's probably on the later end of that scale as well. So for a lot of fans that do get a lot of really worried, even though I don't think Morgan Harper's a horrible player. I think that he's an okay player. But still for a lot of people that are worried in that area, there's still players there that are willing to take up that spot before we start looking at him. But he's definitely there if anything goes bad, and we had a bad year with injuries last year. Not as bad as the Rabbitohs, but I think mid-game we were right up there. It was fucking awful. So, but shout out to Nas hitting them one-liners. Obviously, Harper's okay, and then you try tackling a 120 kilo Toko full burst. Totally agree, bro. Totally agree.
Yeah, and Joshua's also said here our cup side should be the best in the comp from who we have in there. Well, yeah, exactly.
A lot of good talent.
There's probably no reason why they should be up there in in terms of finals, top 4, maybe to win the comp there. Because I think we've got a lot of depth which can cover in that side. It will be interesting to see how that New South Wales Cup side go. Of course, we've got the great fingers of the club at the moment with our pathways teams, which we're all very high on. We want to see that go very well with Harold Maths and the SG Ball team, which been playing some games already this season so far. So it's a good thing to have regards to that one. But T-Max, Morgan Harper, they're still going on about Morgan Harper there. So
with that cup side though, bro, that cup comment, our cup side, the last 2 years of Webby's tenure, we've actually had our best and our third best year statistically in cup. A lot of great depth that we have there, a lot of great talent, and we're looking at coming into this year. We've been very competitive in Cup for the last couple of years now, so I think that just bodes well again. Now by the looks of it, Tomato's over in Las Vegas, but when he comes back into the season, if it is going to be Chanel Harris-Vita and Luke Metcalf, it'd be Tanner Boyd, Tomato Martin in Cup playing in the halves. Like that's going to be tough for a lot of Cup sides to go up against.
Yeah, Tahi's actually asked a question here, saying here the areas to watch in this game. I think he's talking about the Raiders game. So yeah, what are you thinking like in terms of the Raiders game? Like maybe like a sort of area that we be looking out for.
Yeah, far. You're looking at the key indicators, right? So in preseason,
Yeah.
he was looking at, tackle efficient, defensive stats, position, yardage. I'd be looking at the same still. Can this, can we? I mean, goal line attack will be important. Can we actually build pressure and score points? That was one of the difficulties of last year. And then goal line defense for me. I'll be looking for, repeat sets on our goal line. How do we deal with it? We talked so much last year about, one set and then equal try. That you can't do that. You got to defend 2 to 3 at least minimum before you let any type of points in. So if I see that pattern again, I'll be a little bit, I won't rule the season off, but you want to make sure you see like guys are defending for 3 sets repeatedly before you leak points in my opinion. But yeah, those are the key things for me. Ashley, what are you thinking, bro?
Yeah, the key areas are exactly, you just hit the nail on the head. I think first of all, like as all Warriors fans, I know we all get frustrated when we play very consistent football, like the way our game plan runs out, but we need to play good defense. Like I think that's the biggest thing. Like our attack, we've always been a side that finds their way to like score points, right? We've always have, but defensively, last year is definitely where we fell off comparatively to the 2023 season. 2023, we were a top 4 defensive side. Come 2024, we fell off that pace to become more of a mid-pack side. I think we finished like 8th in the competition or 9th in the competition statistically for points per game that we conceded. So all the other areas we do so well, and I don't think we lose any of those areas with the players that we lost out of the lineup. Like we still get into great field position. We were the best side in the competition last year for getting into the opposition 20. We were the best side in the top 4 side last year for run meterage per game. I think we're so good in all those areas. It's just scoring points and defending points. And I think Levon hit the nail on the head. We just got to find that edge that we had in 2023 where we defend our line back to back and really build off the back of that. And that's where confidence builds for our season.
Yeah, just also Tans has put here. Yeah, completion rates, tackle efficiency, and goal line defense. Yeah, those are crucial factors that we need to improve on this year. And obviously, we did so well last year with like those stats that Ash mentioned there. In regards to the most running meters. It's just we just need to be able to execute obviously with our attack as well, and defending. I think for me, defense is probably the one that I'm keeping an eye out for. Joshua's just put in his best team that we could put out there with no injuries. So it's, have a look at this. So he's gone with Tane to a picky fullback. So winger there and Matano. Kelly. Yeah. MGT, Kossi, Tamari Martin, Boyd. I think he's just pretty much named the New South Wales Cup side there anyway. So, Ali, Sam Healy, Afoa Laban, and then Lussick, Crosby, and So, what are your thoughts there, guys? What are your thoughts there? Joshua was just given his New South Wales Cup side. What are your thoughts there on that one?
Yeah, very solid from top to bottom.
Yes.
Sorry, I was giggling there. Nas came in as a Levon got a
yeah, no, it's a bit late here. I'm slowly fading, boys, but I've just been straight streaming and then I keep going. I'm good.
But yeah, I was having a mad giggle. Nas just knocks it out of the park every so often. But that team's incredible. As I said before, we got great depth in all those areas. Tane Tuapiki at fullback in New South Wales Cup. He tears up New South Wales Cup, as we all know. Sam Healy, seeing him probably going to be playing a bit of cup this year. He'll be in around our first grade squad, but when he drops down, I think he's definitely one of the better hookers in cup overall. Overall, just really, really strong. Great forward depth there. I'm very excited to see our cup side this year, and hopefully we can take out New South Wales Cup as well.
Yeah, man, that's a solid squad there. Imagine Crosby coming through. That'd be a good one to watch. Yeah, like and you're watching it. I know it's talking kind of bigger scale, but we're watching the Harold Mats and SG Ball. There's like 30 guys per squad, so that's 30, 60. Then you're adding in another. We got 100, maybe 150 people on our books total.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. We've got 150 footy players we're managing. Like that's man, and to see some of the talent coming through. Yeah, those New South Wales Cup boys should have a good season, man. Like they should be feeling pretty confident, in my opinion, to go far.
100%.
Yeah, I think that pretty much covers the squad now. So just talk about expectations going into this year. I know there's always a lot of expectations from fans abroad, whether it be in New Zealand, Australia, Warriors fans around the world. What do you guys like in terms of the expectations this year? Is there like one particular thing you want to get out of the season as a whole? Because like I feel like this year the expectation is probably a lot more lower for me. From my point of view, I feel like if we make the finals, that's great. It's an awesome season. I consider that a pass mark for the year. But realistically, if we finish around that 9th, 10th, 11th, I think it's not too bad. As long as we don't finish near the bottom 4 or the spoon. We're not going to win the spoon. I'll be quite honest. I don't think that's going to happen. I know a lot of experts are putting us in that bottom 4 spoon category. So yeah, Levon, what are your thoughts on expectations? Is there a higher expectation this year or a lower expectation going into the season?
I think it should be a bit of both. Like we should always hold the club accountable for the decisions they make. Although we support our coach and we support what they're trying to do, me and Ash have always been big that this is we're turning into a development club, and that's the model we're trying to do. I watch Harold Mats and SG Ball, and it's literally the same game model that Webby has in many ways, or slightly. So you can see the process is going through the whole club. And big up to Robbo, our owner. He's pushing that model and paying for that model himself, no doubt. So we have him to thank. But in terms of the first team, it's it's still premiership. It's still every year you're still trying to win it all. You're still trying to get up the table and get to that level. So I would expect similar. And now you can expect that, but you understand the opposition they're facing. There's look at what the Tigers have done. They're really trying to push hard. You got other clubs, the Bulldogs really trying to cement themselves. The Dragons trying to do some stuff. Everyone's trying, and it happens every year. And the NRL just doesn't rest for anyone. Like I was 23, I was so confident for 24 that we were going to carry on, and the game had just flipped itself on its head again. The teams had just developed, gotten fitter. Like you got no time to rest. But so I actually expect a bit of an uptick. I reckon we should definitely be trying to push for top 8. And there'll be some challenges along the way. But for me, I still hold my team to high standards, and I think they hold themselves to high standards. So we shouldn't be letting them off the hook as such. Although we understand we are in a transition phase. Like this, for me, was always going to happen when Sean retired, AFB left, Tohu retired. We're going to come into this phase. Now we're here. Okay, we're going to see what this club is about. We're going to see what Webby's about, because this is his squad predominantly. So there's heaps to be like really looking forward to. At the same time, like this is a squad. If you look through that squad, it's been together for 3 years. Agar said it in his interview with on Sports Nation that this is a squad in total. They've all been around. They've been in this. They've been training the same drills for 3 years. So you should expect them to have fluency and be good at what they're doing. And I do personally, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, as Levon said, like I think the expectation for any team in the competition is for premiership. Like we're all pushing for the premiership.
Yeah.
Everyone is, right? But for my let's say expectation as a fan base and stuff like that, as Levon kind of alluded to, we are in the base in a position right now that there's a lot of sides that are really competitive around us, and it's going to be a really hard slog this year. If we want my realist sort of thoughts, I think we're a side that's probably just around that top 8 sort of realm. Hopefully just pushing into that top 8. I don't think we have the ability yet, as of just what I've seen for the last couple of years of the Melbourne Storm, the Penrith Panthers, to win a premiership. But that's what they're aiming for, and that's what the boys are going out there are training for. So their expectations are to come home with the premiership for the New Zealand Warriors. And as Levon said as well, great point that we've been in the system for 3 years now. A lot of these boys it's a consistent side that we've had there now. I think that I'm very curious in the season. I'm very excited for the season, and hopefully they prove me wrong. I've got us in just in the 8th position right now. Hopefully they prove me wrong. Get top 4, win a premiership for the New Zealand Warriors. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's just pretty much like I feel like obviously there's always going to be expectation every year, and you want to be challenging, no doubt about it, for that premiership. But obviously it's the aim this year is to get into that top 8, and look, if we can make the top 4, that's awesome. I think it's great. It's proven me wrong and maybe a few other people wrong. But obviously from a a non-biased point of view, if we just make the 8, I think that's a great season. But you want to go obviously further, and I want to be aiming for a lot higher as well. So
100%.
that's Joshua's just made a point here that Webster's getting all the young guys to play the Warriors way, which will make a big difference in the years to come. Yeah, it's a thing with this year is what Webster does. And I want to ask you guys, regards to last year, obviously Webster was his second year at the him at head coach's role there for the Warriors. And then it wasn't the greatest year for Webby. It's a learning curve, no doubt about it. So going to his third year as a head coach in the NRL, and there's a lot of things that he can improve on, no doubt about it, and get better. And I'm sure he will admit that himself. But what do you guys like? If you're looking at the coaching staff there, what are you guys expecting from the coaching staff this year, and how they can probably evolve the game in terms of getting better in terms of the defensive side, the attacking side? This is the general sort of stuff around the game. How do you guys see Webby evolving that this season?
I think the overall system that Webby's put into place is a very good system. It's got it's played if it's played the right way, I think it bodes a lot of good results. I think we got a really good framework, but as me and Levon always as said as well, as we just touched on the last stream that we just had on Wise Up TV, I felt like I'm more excited seeing how Webby's system's played out this year under young, youthful halves that are willing to really let it go and really go deep into the line and play really that sort of type of football. And we've seen it in the trials and that's what I'm really excited for coming to the season. Last year, obviously, Shawnee dealt with an injury-riddled season. He had moments, obviously retiring at the end of it there. But I think that with that sort of side of things, I think Webby has put a lot of good things into place. I think a lot of people probably the big focus of Webby to improve, a lot of people would probably say his bench rotation and those sort of areas, right? A lot of people obviously question his team list. I don't really have any worries about his team list at all. I think that he picks pretty much a very sturdy side. Out of any good NRL coach, I don't think you should be picking different sides every week. I really don't agree with that sort of look. If it's not working 1 week, you should change the side completely. I don't agree with that. But in areas that he does need to fix up on, and I think he would say to himself, as you said, Christian, is that his bench rotations at times, a lot of people do question it. Those are the areas that he probably needs to fix up on. We played a lot of players last year for long minutes, probably a little bit longer than what they probably should have. Those are probably the areas that with Fish coming over too probably would help that Fish is not the type of guy that he probably could play the 80, could play 70, could play 60, but he'd be the guy to be pushing, I'll play 40, 50, and we'll do a bit more of a balanced rotation. So these are the lessons he learned from last year. I still think he's a great coach. I still think he's the guy that we have at the moment. And I still fully believe in him for sure. I felt like last year, a lot of things were taken out of his hands in areas, but there definitely was things he still needed to fix up on and grow as a coach in the NRL.
I'll just say this about Webby, right? If you look at our history pretty much since Ivan left, it's been real all over the place. Remember we had who was after Ivan, the ex Panthers
Matt
player
Elliott.
coach, Elliot. Elliot he was a snake car salesman. He talked out of his
snake
ass
oil.
pretty much. He built us up and then he sold us a bag of goods. Bluey McLennan. We know
McFadden
Bluey
in
was
there.
McFadden. Cappy was in there.
McFadden.
Didn't have a great run. We know the Cooney era.
Yep.
And what Cooney was trying to do.
Brown.
Then
Nathan
Webby
Brown.
has come in and stabilized the club, and I don't think he gets enough credit for that.
Agreed.
Me and Ash talked about it. He got given pieces that he didn't even know about. Jackson Ford, all these guys, and he made them work. Like he doesn't get enough credit for that too. Dalian winning coach of the year. So, but he also the way he communicates with the media, he really makes sure to protect the players. He got caught out a bit sometimes last year, and I was a bit critical of him. But overall, everyone loves him in New Zealand, from over here at least, from our perspective.
Yep.
He's put a lot of pride back into the jersey. And yes, even if he misses out on success while he's here, I think he's been a big stabilizing factor and big part of why you're getting 23,000 people at a Warriors game on a preseason in Hamilton, not even Auckland, Hamilton. So I got to give Webby a lot of credit for, and I think the club should stick by him and what he's trying to build. And that's my opinion. I've always supported him. So, because we know what, the team like you said, Elliot was a fraudster. Bluey was all over the shop. Bluey, Bluey was doing crazy stuff. Remember, Bluey was doing he was all out attack with no defense. He's playing. Kearney was, so no one wants to go back to those days, bro. Let's be honest.
That was a great point, bro. Because you're 100% right. What Webby had to inherit, especially in our toughest time as the New Zealand Warriors, COVID period, we were predicted to be ruined for the next couple of years. We were supposed to have no junior base, no development. But we've done that so quickly in such a quick turnaround. I know obviously last year wasn't to expectation, but there's still stuff there that was very positive and that very. There was negative. It was a negative season, but there was still some positive things in that season. Statistically, as I continue to go back on, there's still areas where I still see so much promise there. Where there's been coaches in the past where I'm just I just don't see any promise at all, and I'll be in Facebook comment sections going fucking mental, and that's when you got a good Warriors coach. I'm barely in Facebook sections anymore, giving my advice over that. So it's good. It's good.
Yeah, just to answer this question that Josh has just asked me. So, he's asking me about the games, going to the games. Are you looking to go to games this year? Yeah, I definitely will be going to the games for sure. The Dolphins game, probably the Broncos game, and the Titans game. Yeah, the games in Queensland are probably the ones I'll be focusing on this season. Hopefully, I can go to a game in Sydney and the game in New Zealand, but we'll see about that one. It's not quite a guaranteed just a job yet, but definitely the Queensland games for sure. And hopefully Magic Round. We can get to Magic Round as
that'd
well.
be mean, bro. Magic would be mean.
Yeah, T-Max is saying he went to the first try against the Tigers in 2003. We all thought it was the start of a 5-year rebuild. Wooden spoon and bottom. Yeah.
Bro, turns around real quick.
Yep. Oh, takes back, not memories, but nightmares, really, when you think about it, as a fan. Josh was just saying the Facebook groups when Ruby joined. Yeah. I mean, look, when the Facebook groups, obviously, they can be a bit, at times, few interesting comments there. That's the thing. So, I think that pretty much covers it. I think Webby is gonna do a very good job this year. I think we've got full faith. Everyone's got full faith in Webby, and this year he's going to make this team improve, and we're going to get better. We're going to get better for sure. I think we're going to be in that echelon of a team trying to make the finals, be challenging again. But that's just generally what I think we could happen there in regards to what Webby's going to do and what he's going to produce with the team this season. So,
agreed, bro.
Another thing, just just want to also talk about the hookers with Sam Healy. What do you guys make out of
Yep.
Sam Healy? What do you make out of Sam Healy as a whole, like from what you've seen? And then Egan, of course, Wade Egan. What are your thoughts on how like he's going to go this year?
Yeah, very positive. I think, first of all, Wade Egan, the man that we have there at the moment, I think we all just pray that he gets through a season, full bill of health, no injuries and stuff, no big game injuries and that. But incredible talent that we have there. If he stays on the field, he's one of the better hookers in the competition. And obviously, he cannot be that if he's not on the field. But Samuel Healy, I think he's an incredible talent. Still very raw. I believe like his passing game's like still got a little bit to work on, but working next to someone like Wade Egan will help a ton. His running game's incredible. He's got good footy IQ. He knows when to need to run. And defensively, he cracks. So I'm really, really happy to see a guy like him there. He's definitely got a lot of upside. Just need to still work on him. People also got to understand as I said, he's still very raw. There's still moments where he's going to get little things wrong. But he's definitely a hooker that I'm excited to see in the Warriors first grade side in the future.
Yeah, he's I like Healy. I think he's gonna. I just saw his thing. He's born in England actually, so he might be.
Yeah.
Could be an
Oh,
England
mad.
international at some point.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Look, he's young, 22. Like I look at the actual whole squad, and we've got quite a young squad. He's tall. The first thing I noticed at the game in Hamilton, like he's tall, and he's long and rangy, but he's got a good running style. I agree, and passing game, like a bit of time, maybe in cup, he has a good run in the cup. I think even if he's technically, I wouldn't put him as 17th, 18th man all the time. I do want him playing. So, I mean, how does it usually work? If they go 18th, they don't play that night, then they play the following day. Yeah, I'm not sure how it works. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
usually something like that works out.
I want him to, I want him to play, and get used to the system. So knowing the timings of the passes, and you can learn that in cup because we're running similar systems. So, he for me is above Lussick, and I know Lussick's a good backup, but we want to try and develop this kid and push him through. In my opinion, yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. Apparently, Joshua was just saying yes, Egan and Healy for the Kiwis after residency.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like Jeet Cleary can play for New Zealand, because he's born in New Zealand. So
Bro, that'd be
Yeah.
gangster.
And Mecca for Samoa. Nah, joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Joshua was just saying here, right, good night, work in the morning. So, yeah, cheers to
Yeah, but
Joshua for tuning in. It's a bit of a late one, so yeah, we'll just get into wrapping it up. So, Rich is just saying here, kia ora,
good to see
boys. Yeah,
Rich.
the bro Ash was talking about positives of the club and all our future. Slowly building the club's making some outstanding brand of rugby, playing some outstanding brand of rugby league. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, Rich.
Yep.
Definitely. It's going to be a really exciting season, no doubt about it. Looking forward to it. And Jazz is just saying, Jeet Cleary, the big Kiwi. Yeah, definitely. Want to see him put on the Kiwi jersey. That'd be awesome. Well, about Ivan coming back to New Zealand. Well, maybe in the future, you never know.
I love our fan base,
Yeah.
bro. It's so incredible.
You know what I'd love?
So great.
If we made a grand final and then Ivan did us a solid, right? Say if we come against the Panthers,
Yeah.
I'd swear I'd tell Ivan, bro, just throw this game, bro, because he'd be doing us a favor. He'd be setting us up for 30 years.
He would.
Who cares about your 5th or 6th title? Like, bro, let us have one, and that will set our fan base up for, bro, straight up.
Bro,
I always think about that sometimes.
Tell me another club in rugby league that's talking about Jet Cleary to be the next Kiwi number 7 and Ivan Cleary and all that. That's why I love our club so much. So amazing. I just love our fan base.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Our fan base is probably, look, I'll be biased, one-eyed. I'm going to say our fan base is probably one of the best. So,
Yeah,
it's definitely one of the best because, we love this club and, we share the passion of the team as well, win, lose or draw. So,
Agreed.
You know, we go through those highs and lows as we generally do as Warriors fans, and it's the roller coaster. They call it the roller coaster of being a fan of the Warriors. So, yeah,
Exactly right, bro.
definitely.
Exactly right.
Yeah, just a quick summary, just a quick summary. Maybe one of your guys' thoughts on this one. The co-captaincy, Barnett and Fisher Harris. What do you think they'll bring to the you know, on the field, in terms of on the field as a performance wise, and off the field in terms of the captaincy? Because I think, for me, I think this is a good move by the club. I'm really happy with it. Like I would love to see Barnett be the captain, both it's Barnett and Fisher Harris. I think that's great. Both of them will do the role very well, and you know, we know they lead by their actions more than they speak. Especially Fisher Harris, you know, he's a bit of a more of a quieter one. He does his stuff by action on the field, and I think with Barnett, you know, you've got a very good talker as well. Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts just on the co-captaincy regards to Fisher Harris and Barnett?
Yeah, I think it's going to be good for the culture. It's funny because Fish was saying like he's like, I'm just a new guy. I'm not going to do anything. You know, I'm just trying to learn. And then it was almost like, whoa, no, he's ready to go. So that didn't take long, whatever that was.
Yeah.
He's trying to learn. He said he was trying to learn the Warriors way, and then hello, he's a co-captain. So
He's learned
look, yeah, he's learned it and he knows what to do. So he brings what he brings from Penrith. Yeah, I think his leadership's probably more midweek during the weeks, and I think Mitch will be more the vocal captain on the field. I'm imagining, but like as a duo, starting prop duo, I'd love them to just be solid, you know, but not, you know how Leota and Fish were like solid, like
Yeah.
they would whack anyone. You know, they stood up to everyone. You know, like Payne Haas, they didn't care. Like, you know, doesn't care who it is. When you come up against those two, they're going to hurt you. And I'd love for that to be in the same way, like a controlled aggression. But when you come up against Fish and Barney, it's you're going to feel it, and you're going to have a hard start to your game. You're not going to get away with much. So the two of them together as players is going to be what I'm looking forward to. But for them as captains, I think Fish is definitely like kind of the culture setter throughout the week, leading by example. And then Barney, if you've watched the vlogs, Barney's kind of the vocal guy, right? He's talking in the breaks. So I mean, Kate Wells chipping in. They all got their senior, like, you know, you see some of the vlogs and Kate Wells talking or someone else. But yeah, so I think Fish will have his own thing. He yeah, in my opinion.
I think it's balanced leadership too, and when I look at these co-captaincy, I think like the Warriors obviously picked this as in like these are the two pillars of our club. Like this is the standards I want everyone to reach. You know, we all know Fisher Harris's standards. Like he's the best prop in the game, especially when you take attributes like, you know, the what he's accomplished in the game right now. Currently, he's an incredible player, and as Levon said, like his duo with Moses Leota shut down the best props in the game. Like he shut down Adam Fanua-Blake our year 2023, where Adam was like just rolling through people, right? And he didn't fire a shot against the Penrith Panthers, right? So hopefully he can build that connection, similar to with Mitch Barnett, who has the ability to do so as well, right? And I think it's as I said before, it's the two pillars of our club. Like these are the people that our juniors are going to be looking up for. These guys work the hardest in the club, and as Levon said, there's other players there like Kurt Capewell, Dylan Walker. They all like feed into all their little leadership, and it's just so good to see. You know, a player like Dylan Walker in the preseason trials step up in the leadership role as well. It looks like out in the football field, he's up there as well. So I love it, bro. I think it's incredible. Yeah, as I said, cultural. Fisher Harris is there. And as just a vocal leader, you got Mitch Barnett. And he's a hard man, bro. He's a hard man.
Yeah, and of course, you know, there's a lot of people, you know, doubting the experience. So, you know, we lost, obviously, Sean Johnson and Tohu Harris due to retirement. And those are obviously two big losses to the club. And then Fanua-Blake going to the Sharks as well. So, look, I'm not too worried about the experience that we got at the moment. We've got enough there in terms of our leadership, and the experience is there. You know, we've got Egan there. We've got, you know, Roger there. You know, we've got all sorts of we've got leaders there in plenty, I think. So I don't think there's really too much to worry about in terms of, that sort of experience and leadership in the side. So yeah, that's what I think. Just there's no issues in regards to that sort of area.
Agreed.
Yeah. Teammates are saying, watch some Aussie content creators trying to get James Fisher to put on some Speedos. And he looked like he was going to smack him. So, yeah.
He's a hard man.
But yeah, I think that pretty much covers it up on the co-captaincy. So just quick, best wise team. Just want to give you guys best wise team. No injuries, no suspensions, and then we'll go through our predictions and then we'll wrap it up for tonight. So starting off with the best Warriors team. Let's say from no injuries to no suspensions. What would you go with your 1 to 17? We'll start off with Ash. What do you reckon there?
Yeah, so my 1 to 17, my fullback would be Chance Nickel-Clockstag. My wingers would be Dallin and Roger. My centers would be Ali Leotoa and Rocco Berry. My halves, again, Luke Metcalf's definitely my 7. The number 6, I preferred Tamani Martin, but if Chanel gets this role or takes this role with both hands, I'll roll with Chanel Harris-Davido. I think he's good enough to be in that 6 jersey. Moving to the front row forwards, I've got James Fisher-Harris and Mitch Barnett. Wade Egan at number 9. On my edge back rollers, in my opinion, what I would love to see, Kurt Capewell and Leka Alasima. I love Leka to death. He'd be my favorite there. Number 13, Aaron Clark. Off the bench, I'd go Dylan Walker. I'd go Jackson Ford, Maratini Cordet, and Dimitri Vaimoanga. I think that's the best little squad that we have.
Yep. Levon, what do you thoughts here?
Yes, C&K for me. Then yeah, Dallin for me definitely. Berry if he was fit, definitely would get in there. Leotoa on their left side, I think we work well with Roger. Yeah, I think CHT will be the right fit for Metcalf. I'll go with that for now. Fish, Egan, Barnett. Left edge, yeah, I got to go with Capewell. I would love to pick Laban, but I just don't think he's quite there yet. The other side, I'm going to stick with New Cordy. I think Ash has got a good reader on Halasima, and he's probably going to be right about it. I don't know why I'm sticking with New Cordy, but and then Clark for sure, and then Walker. Yeah, Walker. I actually like Ale. I like the young guys, so I like Ale, Vaimanga, Halasima. But I understand why Ford's in there. But if I'm going for a pure out-and-out attack, rampaging type style, I go with those guys. But I understand the reasoning for Ford is like workhorse. We know Ford, workhorse.
Yeah.
Will do the dirty work, and we know how tough games can get. So you got to rely on him. But for me personally, I would just love an all-out attacking style. Ale, Vaimanga, Halasima with Dills. Yep.
Heat.
Yeah, as for my team, I'll go fullback Chance, C&K. Obviously we're fully fit. Dallin will be in there. So Dallin, DWZ. Berry, I think if Berry's fully fit, I'd have him in my side actually. I'd have him in the centres with Leotoa, and then Roger on the other wing, and then halves would probably be Tamari Martin, probably get in there. At full strength, I think he will be the 5'8", and then Metcalf will be halfback, and then Barnett would be my prop, Egan my hooker, then Fisher Harris my other prop. Second row, I'm gonna have Laban in there. I'd have Laban in there with Capewell.
Yep.
And my lock would probably be Aaron Clark there, and then the bench would be Walker, Ford, Valmoanga, and Niokore would be my 17. So that'll be my side.
Yep.
That's the side that I would go with at full strength there. So T-Max put in his team. So he's gone CNAC, DWZ, Berry, Leotoa, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, RTS, Tamari Martin, Metcalf, Barnett, Egan, Fisher Harris, Niokore, Capewell, Clark, and the bench of Walker, Vamuanga, Holly Seaman, CHC. So that's the side that he would go with there. Yeah, there we go. That's the teams there. So just now onto the prediction side of things now. So look at the predictions for the season ahead. So starting off with the top point scorer for the Warriors, most improved player, top try scorer, a breakout season, rookie of the year, and Simon Merring medalist, and the prediction for where the boys will finish this year. So we'll start off with, we'll go with Levon this time. What are your like predictions for all those categories here?
Top point scorer probably Metcalf.
Mm.
Most improved. It's a tough one. Might go with like come back to me on that. Can you pull that back up, Phoenix? Sorry. Oh, sorry. Do your chats. I just forgot the other ones. I'm gonna leave that other one most improved. Top try scorer. I want to say RTS for now, but I think Dallin could even come back in and still
do it. Yeah,
and still win it with maybe 15 tries. So I wouldn't put that past him. Breakout season will probably be Leatoa for me. What was the other ones you had up there? Trying to think. Rookie of the year. So who's the rookies? That would be Halasima. Halasima's played. What would you consider a rookie? That would be
Samuel Healy.
Healy maybe. Yeah.
Healy, yeah.
Yeah, if he gets a spot.
Yeah, Healy probably one.
Would Dimitri? I don't know if Dimitri would be considered in it.
Yeah, he's played.
Dimitri, I feel with Dimitri, he's played like over 2 years now.
Yeah.
Probably would be Healy, I'd say. Young player to watch, Leatoa, I think for me would be a young player to watch.
Agreed.
Simon Mannering, medalist. Whoa. Maybe Barnett again. It was trying to think who's going to be the most consistent player throughout the year. It's usually that one for me is all about consistency. Yeah, I kind of think that's most improved. Shivers, that's a tough one. I'm trying to think who's going to really improve. It might be. It might be one of the young ones. Could be Laban. It could be Aleka Halasima, maybe. Vaimaunga. I'd say it's one of those boys. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. But you, Ish?
Yeah.
Top point scorer, it would be Metcalf for me. Top try scorer, I would go Roger, just because Dall's missed the start of the season. But Dall, as Levon said, he's going to make it tough for him when he gets back. It honestly depends on what side we find it better to attack on. And looks like to start in the trials, that left side's getting a lot of good ball too. So can go either way there. What else we got here? So we got, was it the most improved player, was it? Sorry, brother.
Yeah, it's up there. So top points for
most improved. So most improved, I'm going to go, if we're going off of last year, I'm going to go Chance Nickel Clockstag, because I think a lot of people...
that's a good way to look at it.
You know, they're I'm starting to put him in the underrated again. Like, he's so underrated right now because people don't really understand what he kind of brings to the side. Well, I think anyway, but so I'm going to him. Breakout season, I'm going Ali Leatoa. I think that, it's been written up in the stars at the moment. If not him, I'll look at like a Dimitri Vaimaunga for sure. what else we got there? Simon Mannering, medalist. I am gonna go. Fish Harris, first time at a club. I reckon.
Yeah,
if
it's a
we
good
go
shout.
really well, he probably goes for a good shout there. I love the Barnett shout as well. I think those boys will lead from the front. A little smoky there. I do think the more that we see the season, I think that Dylan Walker, like how important he will be off the bench. I think he could be a little bit of a smoky. I know that's a little bit an outside shout, but I've loved his leadership in the trials. So off the bench, I still think he'd do a good enough job there. Do I do a rookie of the year? I'm going to go with Sam Healy just because, like the other rookies, I don't see any other juniors really stepping up at the moment in those areas there. And I don't think I missed out on anything too much. My ladder prediction, I've currently got us in 8th right now. But, yeah.
Jazz always cracks me up, bro. The fella.
These guys are
Sorry, guys. I am fading a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah.
but I've had a long day, but
Yeah.
I'm still here. I'm still fighting.
You're fighting, bro.
I'm in the 78th minute, bro. I'm still fighting to make
This
the
is
last
leadership. This is what I love. You are going to get a Simon medalist, Levon.
tackle.
But yeah, I got us in 8th position this year, brother. At the moment.
Yep. Yeah, it's my predictions. So I'll just actually before I get into my predictions, Brad has actually sent in his predictions. Yeah, unfortunately he couldn't be on tonight. Due to family reasons. So he couldn't make it. So he apologizes for not making the stream tonight. He wanted to be here, but unfortunately he couldn't due to family health. So his predictions, I'll get his predictions up. So his predictions were so top point scorer, he went with Luke Metcalf. Top Warriors try scorer, he went with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Most meters for the Warriors this year, he went with Mitch Barnett. No surprise, he's gone with forwards. As you said, he loves
Roger.
forwards.
I reckon
And
Roger
most improved Warrior, he's actually gone with Bunty Afoa, which is interesting.
Yeah, I love that. Yep.
And in his ladder prediction, he's got them 10th. He's got them 10th this season. So that's his predictions for the season. So yeah, now I'll get to mine now, so we can wrap it up. So top point scorer, I've gone with Luke Metcalf. Top try scorer, I've gone with Ali Leotawa. I think Ali may score a few tries on that side this year. Yeah, I'm going a bit left field there with Centre to top.
I like it, bro.
Try scorers. Yeah, something completely different. Daly M. In terms of Daly M, if there was a Daly M for the Warriors this year, I'm going to actually go with Metcalf. I am being a bit biased with the Metcalf selection. So, yeah, Metcalf for me, because I think if you're picking the best Warrior play each week, it's probably going to be someone like a Metcalf or your Fisher Harrises or your Barnetts. So those are probably going to be our leading contenders for the Simon Mannering medal as well. And young player to watch, I'm going to go with Dimitrik Vamuanga. For me. Breakout season, I'm going to say... Oh, this is a tricky one. I'm going to go... I was originally going to go Metcalf, but I'm going to go someone different. I'm going to go with Halisima. I'm going to go with Leka Halisima. Yeah, for the breakout player of the year this year for me. And then the Simon Mannering medalists, I'm actually going to go with 2 Simon Mannering medalists. I'm going to go double. Ooh. I'm going to go Fisher Harris and Luke Metcalf.
Oh, I love it.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with
you got some good picks here, Fanatics. You got some good picks.
And top try scorer, I'll probably say, like I've said, I've already said actually, so probably, I've said that one already. But yeah, those are just my predictions. And then ladder prediction, I've got us around 7th. Yeah, I think we'll finish around 7th place at the end of the season there. So in terms of my ladder, but that is it. I think that pretty much wraps it up. It's gone a massive one tonight. You guys had your show, massive one, and then came into my one. So I do appreciate you guys for hanging on there towards the end. I know it's a bit of a late one over there in New Zealand for Levon. So I do appreciate you for coming on, having a chat with me, doing this preview as well, and for Ash as well. Thanks to you, Ash, for coming on. Really, I do appreciate it as well. So,
all good, my brother.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the viewers for tuning in. It's been a joy doing this preview. And thanks everyone. Thanks Ash. Thanks Levon.
One second, guys. If you haven't already, give a like and subscribe to our man Fanatics. He's an absolute beast. His hard work. He's been doing this since COVID, longer than us.
OG.
So hit him up, like him here, subscribe. Also like his stuff on Instagram. What else are you on for next? Mainly Instagram. You doing
Yeah,
Twitter?
Instagram mainly, and YouTube, and I
Instagram's
do
going off,
post
bro.
on
You're
the
doing good work on there.
yeah, do post on the TikTok as well. But don't do a lot of TikTok content, but yeah, focus
Yeah.
on the YouTube channel and the Instagram page. Yeah, so
Yep.
just
So
all those platforms.
before the bro signs off, we got to shout out the bro. Amazing
Yep.
work. Always supports us on Wise Up TV. We support the bro. And wherever we can, if we can redirect to you throughout the year, vice versa, to build the fan base, your supporter base. We always respect you, brother, for the work you're doing. And big shout out, big up to the chat too. All the regulars. These guys are crazy. These guys are fanatics, not like yourself.
Unreal.
They're unreal. And they're
Yeah.
watching my eyes go red and about to fall asleep. So they're like, they're calling me out. These guys keep you honest, bro. These guys keep you
crazy, right?
accountable.
It's been giggling all
You
night.
can't
It's
miss
so
on these
good.
guys. These guys will watch everything. I know, but no, thanks, bro. I just wanted to share that, the love we have for you and what you're doing. So,
Yeah, I want to echo the same sentiments. Yeah, as Levon said, doing great jobs, Warriors, NRL fanatics. Christian, you're doing amazing. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Yeah, this is what I love about New Zealand Warriors, the community. All you guys just love every one of these Warriors channels and that. You all support. And yeah, same with you, Christian. You support our channel so much with Wise Up TV, and we appreciate you a ton, bro. So thank you so much, man.
Yeah, I appreciate those words from both of you, and like I say, like you guys do, I think the content you guys do is, I just think it's abs class. You guys, what you do with your stuff,
yes,
and
bro.
it's all
Thank you,
about
bro.
we're all about supporting one another in this community. It's not competition. To see who's the best content creator. It's just we support each other, and that's the main thing for me. So yeah, we all help each other grow, and yeah, it's going to be an exciting year, exciting season ahead, and looking forward to the Vegas game coming up on the weekend. But
It's gonna be
wraps
good.
it up. That wraps it up. It's been a big one, guys. So thanks everyone.
Appreciate you.
Make sure you like the stream. Do all the following, like, share, and subscribe. It does also help with all the content. It pushes the content out to more people, and it's much appreciated. Go and follow Levon and Ash. Ash on his personal channel, and Levon on Wise Up TV. Go give them a subscribe. Go follow them. Give them all the support, because that's what it's all about. So yeah, just want to echo those words as well, because there's so many good content creators out there that do a great job. A lot of Warriors content creators, and a shout out to all of them as well. They do a great job nonetheless. So yeah, have a good night, everyone. Up the Wires, go the Warriors, and yeah, peace out. Have a good one, everyone. Good night.
Viva Wa Vegas, baby.
See ya.
See ya.